Good morning. I am so proud right now, both of the Attleboro High School students and the Willett students, along with our staff here at the school. Today marks an opportunity to dedicate our garden gate, and it shows a perfect collaboration between the Attleboro High School, Mr. Gay, who I'd like to thank, Mr. Billen and his students I'd like to thank, and our garden committee. Our gardens happen for a reason. The students in this school plant in the gardens. And the cooperation, partnership, collaboration with our high school only feeds into how important our community is in building that ability to create something so beautiful. So again, to the high school students, thank you. Mr. Billen, thank you. And Mr. Gay, thank you for supporting this effort. We are proud of our garden. It's a great space, and without all of your cooperation, it doesn't happen. So I'm going to turn the mic over to Mrs. Gattoni, our teacher and first grade teacher and garden maiden, as we call her here at the school.
First, I'd like to start by thanking everyone for attending this very special ceremony on this brisk fall morning, but it's beautiful weather. We're here today to celebrate Mr. Burlon and his class of students who worked so diligently to help create a garden gate that our students here at Willett will be able to proudly pass through for many years to come. After a brief conversation sharing what we needed, I remember the day Mr. Burlon came over to meet at the garden after school to take a few measurements. At that time, the gate we had in place had weathered a few New England winters and was certainly ready to be retired. After taking a few ideas and talking about a few ideas, I left it in his very capable hands to work on the project design with his students you see here today. To be honest, I'm not really sure what I had in mind when we chatted, but I can, with full confidence, share with you that it was nothing like the gate that stands here before us today. This far exceeds what I could have ever imagined for a gateway to our garden. Everything from the woodland animals, to the plant pot holders, to the scroll work W that stands for Willett, to the ivy leaves bent to convey motion and life, to the branches that cross overhead as you walk through like a secret garden. They all exemplify a piece of art that was thoughtfully designed by Mr. Burlon's class with our students and this garden in mind. While I visited, it's beautiful. While I visited a few times as the gate was being constructed, I snuck off a few times. Mr. Caton found me some coverage to see what was going on. I was not present for the daily conversations, collaboration, or construction process on a daily basis. So now I'd like to invite Mr. Burlon up to share a few words about that process and the experience. Mr. Burlon.
All right, well, thank you everybody. Thank you especially all of you for having us here today. This is an honor. I would first like to say that I couldn't be more proud of my welding senior class of 2023. They had an opportunity to collaborate together on this project, to critically think and to make critical decisions that meant so much to the creation of such a thing. It has been a long road for the welding class. As you know, we went through a COVID-19 pandemic, and recovering from that was rather difficult. So right after we got back to school in full motion, we were able to create something before the end of the school year. So I feel that community outreach is very important for our students in the welding program, not just the welding program, but CTE program at Attleboro High School. It gives students an opportunity to engage in the public and to really get their hand involved in really just being role models for all of you that are coming up to the years of high school. Thank you. This project first began with some basic measurements to accommodate what you already had out here. So the size of the frame was similar to the size of the frame that you have. So during that thinking process, we had to decide what the best material for the job was. So the students figured out, looking at our enormous amount of metal that we have in the shop, they got to figure out what would be the best material for the job. And once we determined that, we were able to build a frame to go off of. Once that frame was done, then they got to critically think on what type of welding processes there are. For those of you that don't know what welding is, it is the joining of materials together, metal materials usually. All right, so we have the exciting technology to be able to, at our fingertips, to melt stuff together and to make stuff happen. Just like they make buildings, we can make things like artwork as well. So. In closing, I'd like to thank you all again for having us here, and again, this is quite an honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Burlon. Now I'd like to invite each of the members of Mr. Burlon's metal fabrication and welding class of 2023, yay, last year, to receive a small token of our appreciation for all that you've done. Each of our classes worked on thank you cards. You guys did amazing, by the way. So we'd like to share them with you now. When I call your name, could you please come up to receive your cards and please line up along the garden gate side. We're going to hold our applause till all our friends are up that built the gate, and then we'll give them one big giant round of applause to say thank you, okay? All right. So. Do you want to give them the cards?
Sure.
All right, awesome. So you're going to go right to Mr. Burlon, and then if you could just line up right behind me, that would be awesome. Jack Anatopoulos. Kyle Armstrong. Owen Berard. Dylan Campbell. Justin Estrada. Jonathan Fasante. Olivia Frazzetti. Samantha Fragault. Aiden Hawkwater. He's not in attendance, but we still want to recognize him. V. Copey. Michael Medeiros. Aiden Moore. Henry Nappershack, who is not in attendance either, but we still want to recognize him for his work. Sean O'Hara Willett. Oh, Henry, I'm sorry.
No, he's not here.
He's not here, okay. Zachary Richard. And Joshua Tennant. thank you all for your amazing job. I would also like to present this dedication plaque to recognize and remember the amazing gift that you've given our children and school community here at Willett. It will stand proudly beside the gate on the post behind you as a remembrance and announcement to everyone who walks through it of your hard work, your dedication, not only to your craft, but also to your school community. Thank you.